Oh, that's funny. I haven't actually been there, but I've been on that screen, so it counts. Kind of like the desert area. Wow, I cleared the impossible gap, but I failed everything else. Ah, I'm supposed to tweet. I always forget about that. Wish my phone was like smart enough to auto-complete my username by now. Unfortunately, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Well, I guess I've fallen too far to get that heart. Not sure what the right approach here is. If I should just go for the upper one first, like, and just get them both together, or if I should go for the lower one and maybe it'll be easier if I don't go for the other one. Ugh. 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 Alright, well, I have it now. Assuming I don't die on the way down. Ugh. Look pretty okay, actually, so... Dunno. Uh-oh. This is a problem. Wow. I guess I don't really have any visual ways to try and line myself up going on the way down. Ugh, this crap again. Oh, we're just gonna go for it. Whew. Alright. Okay. Whatever. Hopefully I don't need that health. I don't think so. Pretty sure this has not got a gate at the end of it in any way. Whoa. Oh, shoot. I need to double jump, I guess, before I hit that so that I can just hold up. Okay. There's a secret in the floor in one of these screens. I think it's this one, but I don't remember quite where it is. I may have missed it by like a little bit. Yeah, okay, there we go. Sweet. Unfortunately, that was the easy one. You're kidding me. What? I'm worried now. Oh gosh, I remember this. Ugh. Gross, how do you do this? Please. Okay. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm going the wrong way. This is kind of scary. Ow. Just got kicked in the face. Feels bad, man. As they say. Oh boy, this is a problem. This is also a problem. I'm actually dead. Oh, okay. I don't think I'm getting another save though until like the boss, and I'm kind of got quite a few more rooms to get through. So we'll see. That doesn't bode well. I'm gonna have to redo all this. I knew it was gonna happen, and I was like, I'm gonna do the lowest jump I possibly can. And so I did, and I still hit the ceiling. So I guess next time I'm just walking off and doing a double jump. I just wasn't sure if that was gonna make it, so I was like, eh. A low jump should be fine. A low jump was not fine. That or like I didn't actually get a low jump. This is actually more probable, but it's hard. It's hard, dude. Ugh. Okay, this is the room that like actually annihilated me last time, so hopefully I can come out with a little more health. It's acceptable, I suppose. Hopefully this room doesn't like destroy me though too. Alright, good enough. I'll probably be fine, right? Should be fine, right? Same thing happened last time. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Can we like not die again? That'd be great. I'm gonna die again. Please no spikes. Please no spikes. Please no spikes. Okay. Spared. Really? This isn't exactly going well, for being honest. Wow, seriously? I should just reset at this point. I'm not gonna win. Is he getting bigger? Well, I won, I guess. Somehow. How much do you want, buddy? Actually, yeah, I can do that. I can afford your toll, sir. For once. This might actually be a faster way to warp. I'm not sure. Don't really know. I don't want to use my double jump there. It's unfortunate. Okay. Oh, there's a save here, the heck. Take that. There's just gotta be a flower, right? Oh, flower, where are you? Heck. Yikes. Okay, well there's two things I'm missing now. I think that that's just, a costume or something, but... Alright, goes nothing. Literally, I don't know what I'm doing. Close. Oh, middle of the screen. Got it. Middle of the screen. Okay. There's another save here. Is there a flower on this map screen? This thing is gonna tell me where hearts are. If I pay it the toll. But I don't need that yet. Whoa! Hi there. The heck? Oops. Really? You know, come to think of it, assuming I'm not forgetting anything, which I'm quite possibly doing, this might be the last heart gate in the game. The last, you know, gate. Obviously more hearts. Well, 11 more hearts. Can't really say I can count all of their locations off the top of my head, unfortunately, but I know there's a handful in the sky area, which I haven't even touched. There's 2 from the flower guy, who I haven't gotten any of those yet, either. I think there's 1 in Black Castle. Black Tower, whatever the heck it's called. It's called Black Castle. Yeah, here we are. Yo. Very pink. Oh, this is a problem. Whew. Ah, shoot. That's fine. Don't really remember how to do this, but I think the trick is to wait a little bit longer before going. Yeah, okay. Ah, not that long, though. Oh, nice save. Alright. How many of these flowers do I have anyway? Let's see this. I guess I just need to talk to the dude and he'll tell me. Don't know. Okay. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, yep, that definitely is high damage. Boy, I remember this guy doing a ton of damage, but I didn't remember it being that. I thought it was gonna be like maybe 130 or something, like with defense, but no, straight up 195 damage. It's pretty good, pretty powerful, dude. I hate this boss. I'm restarting. There's no reason not to reset because I'm at the exact same stage of the boss right now as I was. Whoa! After missing the attack there, so I just need to like learn the timing on the missiles. I don't really remember how to do them, I guess. Whew. Alright, that's one. 1 in 3 attempts past the missiles. Or to the missiles, I guess. Or was it 4 attempts? I lost count of how many times I failed before. Pretty good. Well, I have full health this time, so it's a plus, I guess. Are you kidding me right now? Ugh. Man. Every time! It's impossible, dude! Okay. I don't really know how I was expecting to dodge those in that situation, but whatever. Alright, one more. These are gonna hit me. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I think. As long as I don't go to like another round, which I probably will at this rate, especially since I just said that. Oh, I'm dead! I'm dead! I can't believe it, dude! I got body tackled twice in the last phase. I wouldn't have died if I hadn't gotten hit by that second bullet. This fight's too long. Especially, like... I don't know, each phase is too long. It's probably my least favorite fight in this game. You just dodge, and then, like, you fail, and you just have to dodge more because you failed. Completely reset your progress for that phase. I guess, but if it was just a test of patience, then it wouldn't also be like a test of can you land on these missiles? Because that's the hardest part. It's not the patience part, because the patience part's not really that hard. But I mean, I guess it's kind of how those things normally go, but like... I don't know. If I just had to sit here and dodge bullets for like 15 minutes, maybe it would be better? I don't know. I don't know if I would prefer that. It's like when it's my fault that I have to dodge more bullets, then it feels bad. You know? Oh my gosh! That did not seem like it was gonna work. Oh, shoot. I'm probably getting hit by the bullets again. It's like another free hit because I'm pretty bad at dodging in this last phase, I guess. Okay. I just need to not get body tackled. Like 5 times. And then, you know, I need to actually hit him. Again. All right. Goodness. So I actually totally forgot. There's like another area here. It's like a second part of the mountain area that I just totally forgot about. There's even a boss here and like another one of the things. This was not part of my considerations at all. But you know, it's fine. This guy's probably not going to be as hard as the last one, so I hope. This boss is actually kind of tough, though. Are you joking? Okay, well, I didn't get that yet. Oh. Only that counts as a hit. Well, I'm gonna die, but you know. I had a bad lead-in, and I had a bad, I missed a heart, and, yeah, it's just not going well. Also, didn't know that you couldn't duck under those, so now I know, I guess. I can get hit once and still win, I guess? I don't like my chances, but... there goes my... Okay, I'm dead. Oh. Nice. I don't know if it's like my monitor or my eyes are like starting to go, but I'm like having trouble seeing a lot of like it's not like I can't see them, but like there's been a lot of instances where I've been having trouble seeing various things like over the background, like these sparkles or like the stars in the star drop. Like, I don't know. Ugh. I was holding the shot button, but apparently I wasn't actually charging. I don't remember how much health I had going in last time, but probably not much more than this. Probably not much less either, I should say. Wait, I don't know which is better. How can you develop, like, this sixth sense that allows you to dodge these things as they bounce? That's what I want to know. Because I don't have that sense. I can't do the pool table geometry in my head on the fly. With so many bullets at once. I mean, like, you should be able to know exactly where they're all gonna be. Right? But my brain does not work in that manner. Okay, I get hit twice this time. Well, I got hit twice. Thanks for luck. I'll need it. Why am I having trouble with this? I don't know, if I get there with more health and just like don't really suck at the very start, that should be fine. I have a ton of health, so... Oh boy. Yeah, this game rocks. Okay. Okay. Oh, this guy is not gonna move. Also, that didn't actually work the way I expected it to. Well, that's unfortunate. I thought you could counter those things with ice bullets, but I guess not. Oh well. You need to fall AMQ. That's not a bad idea. I was actually really disappointed the other day, or yesterday, whenever it was, it feels like it was forever ago already, when they were doing the event, I was like so sure that there would be someone streaming it. So I went to Twitch and I like searched AMQ and there was no one streaming it. I'm like, this needs to be recorded. And I was like, I should stream this. And then I was like, eh. So I've failed as the historian that I was looking for in everyone else. So I guess I can't complain. I don't know, I wasn't confident my setup would be able to, like, do a good job. I guess. Let's go with that. Oh, I'm gonna get hit again. I'm gonna get hit again! Please get up there. Alright. I think I have 60 more HP than last time. And I'm not sure if that actually counts for anything, but I think it actually does give me one more hit. I'm not sure, but hopefully my sixth sense of ping pong geometry has been heightened by the Eye of Sauron. Probably not. Oh, I watched a speedrun of this game, like, years ago. And yeah, it, like, just blew me away. I was like, there's no way I would ever be, like, nearly good enough at this game in order to, like, even get close to that. I kind of remember that there was, like, some weird glitch that was discovered. Are you kidding me? Well, I took that extra hit. That was really brutal last final pattern there. That was like kind of not fair. Alright, if I can just get hit by one fewer fireballs on the way in, I think I'll have some confidence. Oh, how about 2 fewer fireballs? Really? Really? Well, there goes my, like, good start. Ruined in the first round. please. Like, actually, please. I'm dead. It kept giving me the grounded lasers. I don't know what to do when those come up, like, 3 times in a row. Because you're stuck in the air, and, like, you're at the mercy of the bullets at that point. Yeah, I'm surprised this has taken me more attempts than the robot boss in this guy. I'm having like a really hard time tracking the bullets. I just like, I don't know. It's weird. It feels weird. Or maybe I'm tired or something. This guy is mad at me for just completely forgetting about him. I think that's what's actually going on. Oh, please jump. Gonna try and leave an impression so I never forget about him again. Makes sense. I think that's a solid theory. Ugh. Secret area? I mean, I've probably seen it already. Alright. With, you know, like, almost full health, of course. I think I need to buy the last... Oh, not here. Yeah. I hadn't purchased that one yet. Alright, how many hearts am I missing? I'm missing 7. Okay, I'm definitely, like, have forgotten about some. But that's fine. I'm gonna do Black Castle before searching for the rest of them. Are you talking about the tomb? Yeah. I've 100% the game before, so I know where everything is, but I don't know, maybe there was some super secret Easter egg that I'd never known about. I don't know why I never hit this save. Probably should have done that. I did do that, yeah. do this the good way, the right way. I skipped a chess puzzle? Maybe. Or, I can just talk to the, I'm only missing 4 hearts, actually. Even though I'm missing 7, I know where 3 are. I have to get the ones from... the ghostly flowers. I haven't turned those in yet, because I don't have all of them. And I also don't have the one here, for obvious reasons. Alright. Good start. I'm so bad at these. Well, this is going phenomenally well. Alright, whatever. I cleared the first section. Somehow. Now it actually begins, though, so... Never heard of it. Oh god, worst room. Worst room right here. I'll take that. Yeah, there's a save here in lower difficulties, isn't there? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. Dang. What do I do about this guy? Oh, there's two of them. Lovely. This isn't gonna work. Alright. Okay. Man. Oh! Don't scare like that, please. Looking to hit. Alright, get out of here. Yeah, I know. I mentioned it earlier. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Is he gone? Oh, he's back! This isn't gonna reach it, is it? No, not that far away. I guess I just gun it? I don't like that strategy, but I think it's like probably my my best strategy at the moment. Alright, when do I go? What kind of darkness setting do I want? I guess I'm gonna go now. That wasn't a great choice. Okay. Alright. This is a problem. Okay. This room is, like, deceptive. Please? Dang it! No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine. Everything is okay. Until I miss that, of course. And then this thing sends me into, like, a million directions. This is fine, I think? I don't know. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. I do it? I did it. I made it. We're out. Heck yes. What's up, nerd? that sucked. Okay, that didn't work. I don't quite remember the best way to do that, apparently. I guess I could jump on him, but... Oh yeah, that works just fine. Alright, let's see how many flowers I am missing, because it's certainly some of them, probably. Thanks. 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 Oh! Okay, well, I'm not missing any. Perfect. Nice. Alright. So we're just gonna do this the easiest way I know how and go get my fortune red. How much does this cost? It's pretty expensive, but I can afford it. You must find a land higher. Okay. Am I missing something here, maybe? I didn't think so, but, you know. Oh, yeah, here's something. Oh, I get it. It's the Highlands. Lol. That's a good one to miss. I don't think the answer to this is yes, but I'm gonna buy this shop out and see if it gives me anything. Pretty sure at this point I've already gotten everything that I can from the shop, but actually these things get really expensive. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna buy the rest of the hints first. We'll do the hints and then I'll buy the shop to the extent that I can. I'm not sure if I'm gonna fully furnish my house because I think some of those cost a heck of a lot. I suppose I could look at my map and also see if I'm missing anything obvious, but I don't know if I would be able to remember just based on my map, honestly. The sand area is kind of suspicious to me right now, a little bit. Just a little bit. Not sure what that means. There's nothing here. I mean, there could be a lot of things, I guess, in this area that I haven't dropped onto, so I may as well try that. In fact, there may have been something that I can jump to now from here. But I already got the one to the left. Maybe I can jump all the way up now. I don't think so. It's pretty high. Whatever. 1 damage. Amazing. No, nothing there. I got that one. Yo. I'm looking for the last 3 hearts. I asked the hint thing, and it said there's something near the safety of the cage, I think? I don't know exactly how it was worded. I'm not sure what it meant. Yeah, I imagine you probably didn't learn too much from the Super Metroid one, but... yeah, sure. Let me see if I can pop open Discord on this computer. I'll try. No, I forgot that the hearts are numbered in this game, so I can actually see which ones that I'm missing specifically. I don't know if this is like... Oh, the fire cage. Well, okay, that's a good hint. That's maybe the cage we're looking for here. Alright. Hi.
Yeah, well, I think the Super Metroid one was more interesting. Yeah, most of it I already knew about.
Yeah,
I
I
did
thought...
like.
Go on, go on.
I would say one of the big deals Super Metroid he talked about that I mean is his emphasis on the fact that it's basically like 2 parts to some degree. Although he didn't really talk about things like the game guiding you to certain places. Like, while yes, you can go to all these various locations, like the game like guides you to like certain places first, based on just like the visual design or whatever, just in-game hints or whatever. Which he didn't really talk about.
He touched on it, but yeah.
Yeah, so some of the places weren't quite as like yes, it is open, but it's also like not, and I like the help with it's like the it being like knowing where to go and stuff like that. So that was like one thing he kind of mentioned. I mean, there's a lot of like design stuff he doesn't really talk about. Like he kind of mentions, but he doesn't really. There's a lot of like important points where he talks about using the map in terms like as an item. And the big one to me, the big use, because the one in Brinstar is like, well, like the beginning of the game, that's the one he mentioned. Like, while that is true, the game has pretty clear visual hints in the room that you have to go through to indicate that there's like a thing there, right? Like with like bomb the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
But the big one is Meridia. Entering Meridia through the glass tube, which is the way to like properly enter. And yes, there is the broken tube that kind of hints towards it, but I think the thing that really kind of tells you that you're supposed to go that way is the map. The map tells you that there is like a room connected above and below of that tube.
Can you
So,
get
like,
the
that-
map without breaking the tube?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, the way that the game's designed, it's actually pretty clever. Like the way the game's designed is after you beat Wreck Ship, it's like yes, you can go anywhere, but the game kind of like if you kind of follow Wreck Ship around and explore Wreck Ship out, and follow the Wreck Ship map, then you're gonna go exit out the right side of Wreck Ship, which takes you into the top of Meridia.
Wrong side of Meridia, yeah.
Right. There isn't really much to do there, right? But the big thing you can do Meridia is that you follow the path down Meridia, you'll eventually get to the hole he mentioned where you have to fall through. The thing is like, oh, you won't know what the hole is. The thing is that again, kind of going back to stuff that where the game kind of traps you in places. The game still does that like everywhere in the game, even post that line he drew. And here's another example: like you get to that point and you're stuck in like three or four rooms. Like you can't. There's a one-way door to the room to the left of there, and to the right there's just like the sand falls which you can't really get through, and you can't really go back like up that easily. So like basically the way the game kind of plays out is like yeah, you're gonna explore, and also there's any hint, and then that kind of like tells you that you're supposed to go down the hole. And you go down the hole, there's a door to the right and to the left. You go to the door to the left, and you'll just leave Meridia, and that's the end of that story, and that kind of sucks. You go to the left, which is actually a missile door, and if you've been the game Super Metroid kind of like I don't know how many players pick up on this, but again like the game kind of hinting towards you, suggesting you go in a certain direction is you should usually go like the missiles and map stations are like those kind of like one-way things that you want to go to are usually behind the locked doors, not the open ones.
Yep.
So you probably want to go through the red door first if you've been like catching on to that at this point. And that gives you the map. And then you leave Meridia, and then you're like, well, now I'm back at Brinstar, like, what did that get me, right? And then you look at the map of Meridia, and you're like, oh, there's a path here in this room, maybe I can do something in here now, right? So like that, it's just like, it gives you multiple hints that like, it's like, yes, there's like the broken tube that like hints that like maybe you can break the other glass tubes. But I think the stronger hint is just the fact that by looking at the map, you know that there is a path like above and below the glass tube. So like there has to be a way to like just get through this tube in some way.
Oh, found my heart. Forgot about that one. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of really interesting things that I think he kind of.
I mean, it was already like a 25-minute video, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a long video. Yeah, I'm sure. But the video I think I had more complaints about was the Zero Mission Metroid 1 video, and I think I had to talk about the same thing as Zelda. Like, he kind of talks about backtracking, and he talks about how in Zero Mission felt like there's a lot of just like tedious backtracking and stuff like that, right? And I feel like he still doesn't have like a strong, like a well-defined idea of like what makes backtracking good or bad, or like what it even means, I guess. Because like even still what he described there, I felt like was not something I really agreed with. I think I can't remember exactly what he said. I just watched it. He said that there's a little wait. Or do you already get that thing there?
If there's a thing there, I don't have it, but I'm
Okay.
gonna fall and see if there's anything
see
else I missed on the
there
way
is.
down. Yeah, based on the hint.
Just pink area. See a pink area.
I already did the pink area. Pink area's done.
Yeah, I think he says something along the lines of basically the difference is whether or not the game tells you to go somewhere or not. So like, if the game like tells you that there's like only one place to go to, like it just that's the place to go, or if or if there's like basically just like you're like trapped in like a line, there's like only one way to go kind of thing, right? Then he kind of describes it that way, as this like needless backtracking. But there are like plenty of examples where you know you don't know where to go, and like you can explore the world, and you still need to do this like huge amount of backtracking. And like there's like you didn't, and there's like plenty of examples of people who like complain about stuff in games where they feel like you like they need to do unnecessary backtracking, even if they like, oh, I have to know that I need to go to this like location on the other side of the world based on like my mental map of the universe or whatever. But like I still know I just have to walk all the way back there, and I just need to go straight there. And like if you know you need to go there, then it's like it sucks, and you just walk there basically. I don't know. I feel like he talked about some stuff that I feel like in Zelda, when I felt he was kind of closer to that concept, because he talked about the idea of like getting items to recontextualize the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when that kind of stuff happens, it doesn't.
It doesn't feel like backtracking. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you like might need to like go to a specific location, and I think the main, I don't know. I guess there's like a few things about it. One of them is that, I think that part of it is that it really helps a lot if you don't know specifically where you need to go. So like, you get a new item and it opens up many locations, and you may or may not remember them all, and you can't know which one is the correct one to go to. So you kind of have to like explore around. Or in addition, that you might know where you need to go, but there's a lot of things to do just in the whole world that you're not just going there. Like you're going there and doing other things while going there. So I think that's like probably part of it. Like, I don't know. It's like a matter of whether or not you're going somewhere just for the sake of going to that location, or oh boy, how do you lie? Kind of not. Is it either like going somewhere for the sake of going somewhere, or like kind of just going anywhere for the sake of finding things, or not sure where you need to go? But like even if you have like, let's say you have like, I don't know, 3 locations get opened up by getting a new item, and you remember them all, right? You don't, whatever. And there's nothing else to do in the whole world because you've been pretty thorough or whatever. And you just like go to each one, and you're like, well, might not necessarily feel like backtracking because you go to each one, but those 3 locations have nowhere near each other. There's like all over the world. You just go into the 4 corners of the world. Like if you after you go to the first 2, it just it's regressed to the same problem. Like you're at one corner of the world and there's only one location left to check. You're just going there, right? So like, I don't know the best way to avoid that still. I don't know.
I mean, I usually like to think that if, like you said, the like items that you've got that unlock things make somehow the progression through the areas like significantly different enough that it's like interesting again, then it's like fine, right?
That's true.
And like sometimes that's like honestly could be as simple as a shortcut, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, then you talk about like when he was talking about Minish Cap, because he talked about recontextualizing the world in Minish Cap, but he also talked about like say the same thing in House Droplets, I think. We talked about this. He talked about how like basically anytime you ever did anything, it always like shortcutted you back.
Well,
so whenever you made any like progress, like and you did the thing, it like immediately dropped you back to the hub every time. And like sometimes he's like, that's like really convenient, right? 'Cause you don't have to do any backtrack. Like backtracking just eliminated. It's just you just completely cut it out. And sometimes it's Ocean King.
Well, I mean, that's like actually a really good example of it, in my opinion. That was like the thing I liked the most about the.
I think it's like what you're saying. Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking more about like you've unlocked you unlock a door that like creates a shortcut. Like but like Ocean King is kind of weird because like it opens up like lots of small ones based like items you have. Like imagine if you have like the area is like a big loop, like a big circle, but like the way the area is designed, you can only go like clockwise around the loop initially, and like once you like you go around the whole loop, you get an item which lets you go around both directions. For example, right? So like you've like opened up a shortcut by doing this, by like getting this new item. And it doesn't really like recontextualize the world because like all it's like really doing is just allowing you to go around this loop in 2 directions.
Sure.
Like going around, like if you need to go around the loop again, like go to the like halfway around, then you need to like still go through it pretty much the same way, right? Like it just having another item that like allows you to go through like it opens up like a new path.
Well, the other thing though that I think is like kind of like important is like how useful that shortcut is. So I don't know, if it's just a shortcut that lets you go back to where the item was, like, do you care? Do you need to go back to like where the item was, right? Like,
well, yeah, but like there's like other stuff around the loop that you like need to return to.
But I mean, I don't know. I think that generally, yes, I will agree that like if all it's doing is like, well, I have this like cooler key now that opens more doors, and now I've got like more shortcuts or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's not really gonna do a good job of helping your backtracking. But when you have items like, I don't know, Speed Booster, that just like make the gameplay completely different.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is like the Metroid game series in general, and which is like very different than the Zelda games, is that it doesn't generally have like items that don't affect the gameplay in a way that's like how do you start? Like almost all like the items that you will obtain in a Metroid series will like either affect the way that you move or affect the way you fight. And since you're moving fighting no matter where you go, like no matter what, like the item is like affecting the game everywhere. Yep. But that's not true in Zelda games because the vast majority of the items are like literally keys or events for doing some quest or whatever, which like doesn't affect anything except for your ability to continue on that like particular path.
Right.
So like once you've gone down that path, it doesn't do anything anymore, right?
Yep.
But I don't know. It's a little hard to define exactly because then like what if you have things like, I don't know, you get a like warp item, right? Like it doesn't really affect your ability to like move around that like in general or to fight enemies. It just like cuts out like the backtracking aspect of certain like a large amount. So it doesn't actually make you like. It doesn't really affect the way that you play so much. It just removes some of the feel of like the background. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting topic of like talking about backtracking because that like in some ways I kind of felt like that was like the hidden topic of like the Metroid games. So he didn't. I feel like he didn't really directly talk about too much. He did a little bit, but there was like a lot to say that he didn't say. Was my like impression.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it continues, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the Dodongo Cavern is kind of like that, right? Because kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of. Except I think Dodongo's Cavern is pretty close to an instance where like that shortcut after you get bombs is like pretty meaningless. It's not completely if you like fall before you open up the.
Well, Skulls was, but
Yeah, you could come back as an adult also. So it's like a weird.
well, even if you come back as an adult, you still need a long.
There's
time.
no Skulltulas up there though. That's kind of the problem.
Yeah, there is. You go back to the room where you dropped. The
Oh well, sure.
Like you need to take. You're supposed to need to take the shortcut to get to
Mhm.
the item. So it's like it does have a use, but it's like not obvious, and you might not even realize
Mhm.
it. It's a little.
You might
it's
like
more-
go get it with the hover boots instead or something because it's way easier and more intuitive.
Yeah, I mean the way that dungeon is really more designed is that I mean it's weird because like it's like the temple droplets where it just keeps kind of dropping you back in the main room, so you just don't have to backtrack, right? You just never have to revisit a room twice. But at the same time, it's kind of not because you keep re-entering the main room without really re-entering the main room, right? Like you go across the ladder,
Mhm.
the bridge, and it's like you don't want to jump down because it's not actually part of the room. You just see the room,
Mhm.
and which he definitely did talk about. I don't know if he talked about in OOT, but he talked about that in maybe he did talk about it in the Dongo's Cavern.
Can't
But-
remember.
But he definitely talked about this concept, the idea of like making
The hub room.
yeah, making the hub room, the idea of the hub room. It's like a reoccurring thing in the Zelda series after a certain point. It's like you have this hub room, and you keep returning to the hub room in some way. Like you might not actually return to the hub room. Like maybe you just see the hub room, right? Like
Mhm.
you're in the upper ledge of the hub room. But like the fact that you're like, so it's not actually really that interconnected because like it's still a different room and you're not really like going back anywhere. But it feels more interconnected. Like everything just seems so intermingled and makes the dungeon like more interesting and confusing. But you like think about the Dongo's Caverns, like it's pretty simple, right? There's like one loop on the right side as child. Just pretend that you can't enter the dungeon as adult, because that's not gonna happen.
Mhm. Pretend you can't ground jump because you know.
Yeah. Right, you're not doing glitches and you're doing vanilla, right? Then you're gonna enter as child. There's a loop on the right. You just go through a series of rooms. It's the only path you can take. So you go through a series of rooms, and there might be a couple side rooms or like single room things that have like a Skulltula or like a scrubs in it kind of thing.
Mhm.
But basically they complete that end. Basically you just have a linear path and it just takes and you finish that short path and takes you straight back into the main room again. And again when you re-enter the main room there's only one path to continue. So like even if you've returned to the main room, it's not really any different. You're still like just continuing down your linear path.
Yeah.
So it's like
Although in that case, at least it is like a shortcut, right? If you start the dungeon over, you can just go straight the other way.
yes, exactly. So yeah, it does a couple things. One is it opens up a shortcut, so now you can like start at that point instead of like going back. And also because it allows you to it also like makes just the dungeon just feel bigger, more interesting. Even though it's like they could have just connected the rooms directly and had a warp point, and it accomplished the same thing, like in terms of the actual structure.
Mm-hmm.
It just would have been less interesting because it just doesn't feel like as interesting. Just like I don't know, hard to describe. I guess I don't really know how to put a metric to that. But then after that point, you go to the left side, and again, it's just a straight path, and you just continue forward until eventually you get to the bomb bag, and you hit a switch. Going to do a bunch of straight rooms, pretty much the exact same way, and then the switch, like again, returns you back to center, and you now hit like another checkpoint. But the problem with this point is this checkpoint just comes way too late in the actual design. The first loop's like only a couple rooms. The second loop is like twice as long or something. And then you get to that checkpoint and there's literally one more thing after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like the only reason why that exists really at all is because, like, maybe you'll get to that point and, like, not know what to do, even though it's literally a sign that tells you what to do and you just got an item. But, like, that's all they can really think of. Like, maybe, like, they just don't know what to do. and so they'll just like leave or whatever.
Sure. I mean, I don't mind having that shortcut there, but I do think that, yeah, it would have probably made more sense to also have a shortcut like on the other corner, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Although that almost feels like the shortcut would be coming too soon, though. It's like kind of weird.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
so,
like 2 rooms, right? So
the pacing of the dungeon shortcuts are a little weird. I don't know. Maybe it needs both. Like what's supposed to be in there. I don't know. And I do have to wonder if they put that shortcut really in just for the Skulltula, for all we know.
mm-hmm.
So that is what it's really used for. But yeah, at that point, once again, there's only one path that gets opened up. Even though you're turned to the main room, it's not really like you have a bunch of branching paths now. You still have a straight path. You just got a new item, and you have a sign that tells you to do a thing. You do the thing, and it opens up the next door, and you like continue the way. So like the dungeon's like ridiculously linear, and like from a structure perspective, it's actually very boring. Like you're just going down a hallway, basically. But because you like return to the hub room, it doesn't really ever come out that way, I guess. And a lot of the 3D Zelda games are like that. They're just basically just straight paths, and you just keep returning to the hub area or whatever.
His face sucks.
I don't think it's odd stairs go back up, I agree, but that is like the way that you're supposed to get that Skulltula. That's totally optional. Like the only other way to get that Skulltula is you come back at the Dolt with a long shot, and you like stay on the very edge of the stairs, and you can like barely hit the Skulltula below. And I'm like always kind of like, is this intended? I'm like, I guess it probably is. Like I don't actually know. It feels much less intended than like the actual solution, but it because it's totally optional. I wouldn't put it past them just to have it like, you know, there's multiple ways to get an item or whatever. The shortcuts impact the randomize more than the original game. Often, yeah, because a lot of times the shortcuts, well, kind of going back to the whole recontextualization stuff, like, a lot of times the shortcuts are opened up not by, like, hitting a switch or progressing through a room or whatever. It's by having an item. So, like, for example, you'll get an item. I mean, the Dongle camera is basically like this, but, like, most of the dungeons in Ocarina of Time are, you get an item, and then immediately after you get the dungeon item, you, like, return to the start of the game. So it's like, at that point, the way to make progress is to use the item in like another path, and like by having the item, you like have this like new path. But like if you just came to the dungeon with the item, then you just have the shortcuts available immediately. Unlike if it was an actual button, in which case having an item doesn't. You can't like start with the button press. Like Ram doesn't work that way. Let's constrain Ram.
Dude, come on.
I hate those phases, by the way.
Same.
But
That being said, the thing that's like kind of weird about Dodongo's Cavern is the shortcut is not opened up by having the bombs. In fact, you could pass the chest if you wanted to and open up the shortcut, right? So it's like...
yeah, well, the other shortcut to Dodongo's like that too. Like you just press a button.
Well, you don't get another item, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Dodongo's Cavern is, in my opinion, not a great dungeon. I think it has some like really weird design decisions. But I do think that whole like hub idea was a good thing that they developed, and it's not surprising that it's like reoccurring like the Zelda series. Yeah, Shadow Temple's also... well, the thing is, Shadow Temple's actually a lot less linear in many ways than, like, the Dodongo's Cavern is. But it also is... even though, like, it doesn't... but the thing is, it doesn't have a hub, which means that it doesn't really have, like, a good shortcut mechanic until you get to, like, the end of the dungeon, basically. And, but at the same time, it's like its actual structure is less linear than the Dungeons Cavern is, which is why it's like, yeah, it's pretty interesting. But it sucks for rando because the dungeon is just super late game, so it has a shit ton of requirements. So like, returning to the dungeon, like, and doing part of it, like, really sucks. Which wouldn't normally happen in a standard play of like any of the dungeons in the game vanilla. Like, there's no real reason to leave the dungeon and come back, because if you can enter it, you can complete it. The only, I guess, exception to that is entering Shadow Temple. You can't get past the first room, supposedly, unless you have Lens of Truth, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but that's like so early in the dungeon that it is kind of basically not in the dungeon at all. It's hard to make a dungeon as short as the Dongo be very linear. I mean, even Deku Tree is like less linear. Because like Deku Tree, you start up and you can go either to the second floor or the third floor, right? So like there's a different like.
Kind
or
of.
you can't get to the third floor without the deck.
The slingshot. You could argue. I mean that casually, super casually, but yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way. In my first playthrough, I went to the third floor first. So
sure.
I think it's easy enough, and like just the way the Skulltulas work, it's just, I can't imagine that wasn't like intended that you're able to do that.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know, but you still have like even still like even with a slingshot, like there's still like a whole like room at the top there where you have like a couple chests and like a puzzle thing that is like totally optional, at least to like the compass or whatever. Like the Dongo Cavern doesn't have like any like optional like puzzle things. Like all the side rooms are literally just like there's a room with a chest in it, or there's a room with a Skulltula in it, or there's a room with a Deku Scrub in it.
Some keys.
And like or like some keys, yeah. Like the puzzle to find the side room is, oh, this is a obvious bomb wall. Use bombs on it and open the door. Like every single one of them is like that. So it's a very like boring dungeon in terms of like its optional content, which basically doesn't exist. And Deku Tree is like probably an even shorter dungeon than the Dongo's Cavern is. It's pretty similar, but I'm pretty sure it's shorter.
Not sure.
The same thing happens also in the Deku Tree basement, because there's some like puzzles against some side rooms, or you get to like more scoreboards and stuff like that. I don't know. The Dongo's Cavern also kind of lacks any interesting puzzles. Not that Deku Tree really has any either, but they're at least like a bit more involved. Which always kind of surprised me. Like most of the things in the Dongo's Cavern are press a button or shoot a switch or bomb a wall, pretty much. Like they're very obvious and straightforward. In fact, the majority of the things you have to do in Dodongo's Cavern is killing enemies and try not to be killed. Try not to lose your shield. So like, I feel like that's like the biggest challenge. In many ways, Dodongo's Cavern always felt more like a gauntlet than an actual like dungeon, I guess.
Just fine.
Yeah, I just think it's less interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But
I think it's fine that the game has like a balance, because you do need like a certain level of like combat ability in order to like, you know, make progress later in the game. So like the fact that they do that, I think it's fine. I don't think I really have a problem with it per se. It's just like as a dungeon, like in the game as a whole, it's fine, but on its own, it's not interesting. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I wouldn't like ever say that like the Dongo's Cavern is like my favorite dungeon or anything.
Making enemies, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Jabu is like a weird dungeon. I mean, if you're really interested in this stuff, Squirrelian, I recommend watching Boss Keys, where he has like a whole thing about about all the dungeons of the game. But yeah, like Job is like weird because like again you kind of go back to this like hub area like concept, but like the game ends up actually being relatively linear once you like know where to go, I guess. Like once you realize that all these like holes in the room is full of holes, like once you realize that like they all go nowhere useful at all, and you just don't jump down any of them, then like it becomes like, oh,
Do I get
yeah,
healed
you
on
just
this difficulty?
do you get killed in this difficulty?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope so, because I'm one shot from dying otherwise.
Probably not. But yeah, like you just pick up Rudo and then you just go back to like the top floor. It's like a single loop, and then you get like then you get in like a room and you just go from room to room to room. There's a linear chain of rooms you have to go through. It's like each room just unlocks the next door. Even though you keep returning back to the hub room, they basically are in a chain. And then once you've like done them all, and then you can go back to the room full of holes and just figure out which hole to drop down. So it's like kind of interesting in the sense that like they give you a puzzle, like the room full of holes. They give you a puzzle to solve that you can't solve until later. Like if you try to solve it at that point, you're just gonna get confused and stuck. And so you have to like make the realization that like, hey, I can't solve this puzzle, and then like later on you will like destroy the slimy thing, and then you realize like, oh, since I've thought about the puzzle and what kind of solution it should be, I now know how to solve it. So like in that sense, it's like kind of interesting, but like I don't know, I'm like unsure how I feel about that design, like giving players puzzles that they can't solve.
Right.
Like there's a difference between having like okay, you can't solve this because you're like missing an item or whatever. There's like effectively what it is. And like, but I don't know, I feel like a lot of times it's obvious that you like don't have the item, and sometimes it's like, oh, rip the heal, dude, 9 seconds.
I mean, the end is the hardest part.
Anyways, it was yeah. Super Metroid and the main going kind of back to the latest episode or the recent episode of Boss Keys with Metroid. The main disagreements I had about like Metroid versus Zero Mission, the couple things I'll point out is that the game, first of all, the game is like much larger than the original game. And he talks about how like at each point there's only like a few rooms you can go to. You like compare like that to like the amount of rooms that are available in the original game. It's actually kind of comparable. And it's like while like a certain percentage of the world gets opened up like smaller bits of time, it's just the game is just so much longer and bigger. So it's like, I don't know, it's like a little weird to compare in that sense with like out having that in mind. The other thing is that he didn't really talk too much about Yui because he generally only talks about first play. But it was a little weird, I guess, as someone who speedruns, about him talking about using like speedrun tricks or whatever is basically what he called it, I think. He kept like referring to things like, oh, unless you're doing like speedrun tech or whatever, like you're gonna like do this. I'm like, I don't know if I would really consider like wall jumping to be the speedrun tech, right? It's
He separated the two, but
yeah, the fact that he made a distinction between the two is what I'm saying. Like if he said like glitches, like sure, I get that, but Metroid doesn't really have glitches that really uses in speedruns that much. That unless you're doing like a glitch category, like you talk about like what things that you can do, like if you just allow wall jumping and bomb jumping kind of thing, like wall jumping, bomb jumping, shine sparking, things that are like shown to you in the intro video, like in the demo, like the game expects you to learn for like your second playthrough or whatever. The game is ridiculously open. You can go like pretty much anywhere with like basically nothing. So Yeah, I don't know if I completely agree with some of the stuff you said about that stuff, and zero missions also extra weird because it's like, oh, like if you like do speedrun tech and stuff, you can like even do Ridley before like before Kraid, and I'm like, it's clearly very intended by the developers that that's supposed to be possible, right? There's a special shortcut added next to Ice Beam that takes you takes you straight into the Ridley's lair and skips all of Norfair. Lets you do it before you.
Yeah, and I
go.
think that the reason that that shortcut is there is so that you can get a faster time.
I guess, but I think it's also more to the point that it makes the game non-linear. So like if you know about these shortcuts and secrets, it means that the game is like suddenly like really open and you can do things a lot order, which gives the game like a lot of replay value. It's like once you beat the game, you realize like, oh, now I can like, you know.
Sure, but I mean, I also think that a lot of people don't replay games.
Yeah, I do agree, and like I said, if you're taking it from the context of like only the first play, like I can totally understand like that perspective.
And I think that's the context that he's trying to like frame it in, right?
And I think he is, but I
Yeah.
think he did like brush over that a little bit too much, like because he basically kind of instead of just saying like, oh, on your second play this game is gonna be different, right? Or like if you like, because as your second play you like were searching for secrets, you probably would find a lot of these hidden paths that you can like later use, right? So it wasn't just that like, oh, if you know about these paths, you can, now it's really open. It made it sound like, oh, if you do like all these like really hard speedrun
sure.
techs that you
Yeah,
spend a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
time learning, right? Like there's a difference between like someone just being like your second playthrough and like speedrunning a game, right? That so I get that it was like he's like talking about from casual first play perspective, and I think that is how you should look at it. I just didn't like how he kind of brushed off the like alternate like perspective as being effectively invalid. Something that was like kind of
Sure.
You got a lot of games stop being linear. That's not true though, because that's kind of the thing is that's kind of like what we're talking about is that a lot of these games, we talk about their structure of the worlds. Like you can look at their perspective of your first play, but a lot of them you can look at them the perspective of like your second play, and even if you do, their structures are very similar still. And like when that happens, they don't have a lot of replay value. In fact, most Zelda games are like that. Like when you play a Zelda game for a second time, the structure of the world is basically the same thing. You can get some secrets earlier because you know about them, like, but they're generally just like heart pieces and ammo expansion stuff, which doesn't really allow you to access any parts of the world faster. The create time is like a bit of exception because I guess go do spirit earlier and do
You
spirit
can do
stuff.
Water Temple earlier. You can do like various like kind of side stuff as an adult, like in a lot of different orders.
Yeah.
Like you go get the Iron Boots right away, right? Like nothing is stopping you from that at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not gonna help you.
I mean, not really. You can use it in the Forest Temple, actually, but
Yeah, but it basically doesn't really change anything.
no.
But like, yeah, Metroid games are often usually that way. Like the only thing that really changes these structures, and talk about it crashed.
I thought so too.
The only thing that really changes is like if you like, yeah, if you learn abilities that you have that you don't collect, then that is something that will change in your second play. The like information stuff. And there are like plenty of games that have stuff like that, and it's kind of a classic hallmark of a number of like Castlevania, Metroidvania games. But it's not common, honestly. Like, most games don't have that kind of stuff. Like you look at like even games like Axiom Verge, and like Hollow Knight. Like a lot of these like, you know, really popular like Metroidvania games, they don't have anything like that. They're not like, oh, like since you now play the game before, you now know all this like hidden tech that gives you special abilities to let you like do various areas earlier. It's like not really. The games don't really do that.
You know, game does do that.
Sure.
Rabby Ribby.
Rabby
Ribby is excellent in that regard. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause you can wall jump like and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like Super Metroid, right?
Wall jump and also like ribbon shot block secrets and
Yeah.
various
yeah.
other kinds of things.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird because Super Metroid and Zero Mission, I kind of feel like are a bit unique in that aspect because those two games don't really. I don't think really any other Metroid games have anything like that. Which is why I was a little like, there's part of the reason I was a little disappointed you didn't really talk about them too much.
Hmm.
Like the thing that Zero Mission, the thing is Super Metroid has is that you learn abilities that you didn't know you have. Zero Mission, while that is kind of true, the wall jump is kind of shit actually. The main thing that you learn is you learn things about the world that you probably would not have known about without power bombs, which you get at the end of the game. Right? You get power bombs, which reveal secrets, and then you find all these secrets that you didn't know about once you do like the end game cleanup, which is like a different kind of thing, right? Instead of getting knowledge about your ability and knowledge about the world, which you could have always have done theoretically if you were like a god, but you probably wouldn't have done.
Wait, how did I get this completion time? 20 minutes? What?
Yeah,
Is that actually possible?
probably?
Fastest difficult completion was Melon. Heck yeah, that was me right now. Oh, this is 100% too. Fastest. Wait, so my fastest difficult completion isn't 100%. Well, that actually stands to reason. I probably never didn't do that.
Yeah, I think we mostly did regular because we said that was.
Well, simple. I mean, yeah. I mean, I.
People probably just doing runs, but I think when I first played, we did mostly regular.
I mean, my very first play was definitely difficult, and it was hard.
Mine too, but then I quit.
Yeah.
Played again, and then we played again on regular, like years later.
Yeah, I do remember doing that, but that was not my first playthrough.
Yeah, my first playthrough was difficult, and I got stuck in the final boss. I was like,
Yeah.
Like the final boss is so much harder than I feel like a lot of the other parts of the game.
Yep.
And
Even like now, just now, that was like pretty tough. I wasn't exactly very focused, but
yeah, it just seems like the game was definitely balanced around regular, and then at that point they're like, let's just scale the numbers up for higher difficulties. Which is like, I guess.
Well,
fine.
the thing is, they don't just scale the numbers up, though. I don't know. Untitled Story actually does.
Yeah. They changed some attack patterns. I think,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Make them faster and more dense or whatever.
Mhm.
But Untitled Story, yeah, I don't know. Difficulty curve in Untitled Story is like pretty exponential for that reason, because it's not just like things do double damage. It's also you need to do like twice the attacks or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah. Which is weird because like all other bosses in this game
have
take
4 hits flat, yeah.
Yeah.
The final boss, like, you hit him once and he's done on simple, twice for like regular, 3 times for difficult for every phase, right? And like,
Yeah.
it's masterful. I got to hit him 4 times, and it's like, God, this fight is so long, and also he's dealing twice as much damage, and also I don't get a free heal anymore. And also the timer at the end is longer. It's like, it's so much harder, like just one difficulty step above. Like, really ridiculous. Yeah. Also, they remove a save in friggin' Black Castle, which is like rude as heck, but...
I just feel like there aren't many places that you can wall jump easily. There's a ton. You can wall jump like everywhere. Like in the recent Boss Keys video, he makes a big point about how you like at a certain point in the game you just keep being locked behind your you just getting locked behind you. At a certain point you get to Norfair and you basically are just stuck in Norfair until you find like a bunch of items down there. And then once you do that, the game just like totally opens up. But if you have wall jump, you're never locked in there. Like you can leave at any point. And it means you can do stuff like get power bombs right after super missiles, which like if you get that and then go down the north fair, you can do basically everything in one trip. And also things like speed booster lets you like completely skip grapple beam, so you don't even need to get the item at all. So yeah, I think there are a lot of uses for those items. You just have to be aware that they like are there, basically. Speed booster is also not about halfway through the game. Halfway through the game is about gravity suit-ish. Gravity suit, grapple beam, air region, somewhere around there is about halfway. Like you get like 70% of the items like halfway through the game. It's like how like major items is kind of how the distribution works. Like at a certain point the game opens up and then like you just kind of stop getting items because you like have all the items to get everywhere. Yeah, but I mean the difference between wall jump and one wall and two wall are like so trivial. They're basically the same thing. Like if, yeah, I don't know. Like wall jump, I think people really overestimate the difficulty of wall jump on one wall. I mean, wall jump on one wall quickly, sure, but like you can just slowly wall jump up it, and it's like fine. Particularly talk about like things like the going up the Red Brinstar Tower. It's like 3 wall jumps or something like that. It's not really that hard.
Well,
it's basically one of the things that you learn a tech, and then if you actually like kind of play with a tech, you'll discover things. It's like the idea. It doesn't teach you like what you can do with it. You kind of have to figure it out on your own. I mean, yeah, sure, you can bomb jump. Bomb jump basically does the same thing as wall jumping does. It doesn't really change my point. I mean, there's like a lot of other things, like if you get enough energy tanks, you can just go through warfare without barrier suit. It's just fine. Good.
Run faster. Farm better. Anyway, I beat the game 100%, so... I don't know, I guess I'm kind of done for now. Maybe AMQ later or something. Don't hold me to it though. But anyway, thanks for watching. I have an idea of the next game that I will play, but I'm not going to say what it is because
You don't know yet.
then it'll ruin the surprise, and also if I decide not to actually play it, then you'll think that I'm a liar, so yeah, I beat Full Bore. I finished it. It's a good game. Good puzzle game. Would recommend to puzzle game people. You just assume I'm a liar. I mean, you already know I'm a liar, so what's the point? So it looks like the new avatar got released and the event is over, so rip. And apparently boss mode is not released yet, so that's too bad.
Do I sound like a horrible robot right now?
Nope.
Because Discord says I have 0 connection.
That's pretty good.
This whole like time, I'm like, sounds fine.
Yeah, sound fine to me.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'm gonna cut stream. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.